Hey guys, Dan here with Dan Reviews It, and we are finally here, the Masked Singer finale. 3 singers left. It was the Frog, the Turtle, and the Night Angel, and they sang to us in that order, and as we'll find out, they actually were eliminated in that order as well, interestingly enough. But look, there are no real surprises here. These are the people that I've been saying on the show for a long, long time. One of them I've been saying since week 1. So let's get to it. There was a new episode last night, too. I thought they were going to eliminate one last night and then have the final showdown tonight. But last night was just sort of a recap of all the clues for all the people left, and then sort of a recap of who all went home throughout the season. So I'm not going to really delve into that. But so first up, we had the Frog, and the clue packages really were more about how they kind of felt about their journey. There weren't too many clues that were new that were popping out. So the Frog just kind of said that there were years of people talking trash on him on social media. He did mention his child. There was a no limit sign in the background, and of course some more basketball clues. We've been getting those since the beginning. He did Bad Boy for Life, and he said in the after, there weren't like any clues after the song like they usually do, but he said that he had never actually done choreography until this show, which was surprising to a lot of people. The guesses there were Lil Romeo, Kid Cudi, and MC Hammer. MC Hammer, of course, is I think a silly guess, but all right. Then up next was the Turtle. He said that he had a lot of almost moments in his career, things that almost happened, or he almost got this gig, or whatever. There's been a lot of ups and downs in the industry, and he's happy to embark on this new phase of his life with Mrs. Turtle. And he sang Before You Go by Lewis Capaldi. The guesses there, Jesse McCartney from Nicole. And I had thought last week that nobody has said Jesse McCartney yet, but you guys on the comments informed me that was incorrect. The week before, last week nobody did, but the week before, Jenny, I think it was, did say Jesse McCartney. But the other guess is Nick Jonas, because he recently got married. So all the Mrs. Turtle clues over the last few weeks. And then Nick Carter was up there as well. Look, I've been on the Jesse McCartney train since probably week 2, the very latest week 3. So, you guys on the comments really informed me of some of the things. I knew Jesse McCartney, from some of his songs, but his acting career I wasn't as familiar with. So, as those clues kept coming up, it seemed pretty obvious. And then lately we've had all these Mrs. Turtle clues and, starting his new life and whatever. And he got engaged in the fall, so he's about to be married. So that's all clues. Then last was the Night Angel. She said she felt like she wasn't enough lately. She did not find success as a solo artist, so she became a mother and worked on some other business ventures, which leads back to what we've been saying as well about her. River Deep Mountain High was the song for me. This was the performance of the night. She did such a great job, and really the last few weeks she has really, really stepped up the game. I thought she was good before, but I sort of thought, well, the kitty maybe sings a little better, or whatever. But this was certainly the song of the night. I would say maybe last week too, or was last week Fix You, though Fix You was pretty solid. Yeah, last week she did How to Love by Lil Wayne. I didn't think that was all that good, but yeah, but Last Dance by Donna Summer the week before that was really good. So clearly her wheelhouse seems to be, I guess, in this sort of soulful R&B classic kind of sound. And after they made their guesses, she kind of said that she didn't really think she could sing anymore, and really chose not to sing in front of people for the most part. So this show has really turned it around on her. So, there again, the clues were a lot of the ones we've heard before. Taraji P. Henson from Nicole, Candy Burruss from Jenny, and look, we've been saying Candy Burruss for a long time. I think week 1, I thought it was Monica, just because that's all I really had to go on. There were some clues that led us to Monica, but after it was pointed out to me that Candy Burruss's restaurant is called old lady gang or whatever, and there were four grandmothers in the very first clue package that that looked tough. So the old lady gang or whatever it's called. I was like, all right, well, this is obviously Candy Burris. So they went in order of who got voted out, and nobody really gets voted out. I guess the number of votes determines who places first, second, and third in this last episode. So Frog got third place. I actually thought Frog was going to win it all. I'm sort of glad he didn't because he is a very dynamic performer for sure. But he even said after he was unmasked, he was never going to out-sing these other people, so he wanted to be a showman instead. And that made sense. I mean, he definitely gave us that. The guesses there from Ken with Kid Cudi. Which actually was not a bad guess. All the clues obviously led to the person we've been thinking it is, but that wasn't a bad clue, especially for Ken. Jenny thought it was Lil Romeo. No Limit is Master P's record label. Master P is his father, so the No Limit sign earlier in the package might lend itself to that. But Robin and Nicole both were like, no, this is Bow Wow. And this one people have been saying for several weeks for sure. But for me, this and Bret Michaels are my two big successes this season because I went back and forth on some different ones for some of the other people, but right from week one I was like, this is Bow Wow, 100%. Not only did you have the 106th and Park clue with the $106, but the first week they didn't even have any basketball clues. They didn't have any of the other major clues we've seen, CSI, and the Ice Cube tray was a nod to his film role with Ice Cube and Lottery Ticket, and all that kind of thing. So, okay, but the Atlanta, Olympics thing, he's from Atlanta, so that part made sense. I don't know, it all clicked to me. And he rapped in the very first episode. So these people that were guessing Olympic people like Shaun White and stuff, it was like, it's so obviously a famous rapper, like somebody that really can rap and dance at the same time. So it was Bow Wow, of course. And then number 2, Turtle. So we had guesses from Ken with Nick Jonas, again, saying that he just got married. Robin actually went away from the Jesse McCartney thing. He really has never said Jesse McCartney, but he kept going back to these clues about Queen and some American Idol clues, which I don't know. I mean, they throw up American Idol clues for almost everybody. So he thought it was Adam Lambert. And then Nicole and Jenny both said Jesse McCartney. And one of the clues earlier was when they were all saying how they relate to one of the panelists. And he said he was on a morning show. He woke up with Nicole one morning. And so she had been back and forth with a couple different people that she had done morning shows with. But she was on one with Jesse McCartney. I assume that was probably back in the Pussycat Dolls days for her. But she also mentioned something about a photo album that was in one of the clue packages, and she thought that led to the All My Children role Jesse McCartney had way back in the day. And sure enough, it is Jesse McCartney. Like I said, I wasn't quite on that one the first week. I thought it was a boy bander. Joey McIntyre was my guess. But I also thought it could easily be somebody from Backstreet Boys or something like that. But once you guys on the comments started filling me in on some of the acting roles of Jesse McCartney, I was like, okay, no, this all actually makes a lot of sense. And they kept having different kind of chips. Poker chips one week. I forget, was it like potato chips or something? But Jenny had mentioned tonight that he did the one voice in Alvin and the Chipmunks, so chips there for that. So that made sense. And then everything else they said was kind of things we've already talked about here on this show. One of the ones I think we didn't say was the all the different soul things, like Soul Korea and Souls of the Shoes, and led to his biggest single, Beautiful Soul. That was the clue there. And then there was a heart in a jar at one point, which I have never been able to figure out, so I'm glad they mentioned that, because I'd completely forgotten about it. He actually co-wrote the Leona Lewis song, Bleeding Love, which I didn't know. So there you go. All right, and then our Night Angel, yes, we had some of the same guesses as we've had for a while. Taraji P Henson from Nicole, she's been on that train for a long, long time. Ken thought it might be Tisha Campbell from the Martin TV show, who did have a singing career, a very mild one in the '90s, so that made sense. But Jenny and Robin were both on Candy Burris, and through the season, both of them had at least mentioned Candy Burris. I think maybe the second week, Jenny did, I think, but she's been on the Real Housewives, and she's had all these different things going on in her career, and it all makes sense. And a couple of things that they pointed out in the clue packages after it was revealed that yes, it is indeed Candy Burris, which, by the way, well deserved, especially after the last few weeks. And it's cool that she's the first female to win Masked Singer. But they talked about the ski slopes in the one package, and her spin-off show from the Real Housewives of Atlanta is Candy's ski trip or something like that. So that spoke to that. Obviously Jenny had mentioned the Four Old Ladies Cafe, or the Old Lady Gang Cafe, whatever. What were some of the other? Robin had mentioned there was Columbia on a map at one point. Robin had mentioned tonight that her band Escape and her solo album were on Columbia Records, so that made sense. There was a clue about her getting a bunch of fan mail, which this is kind of a stretch, but she co-wrote the song No Scrubs by TLC, and that was on their album called Fan Mail. So, alright. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I didn't realize she co-wrote the song No Scrubs, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, so there we go. Another season in the books for The Masked Singer. This is the first season I've actually done the whole guest video thing. I kind of like it. Because listen, I would not have figured out a lot of those unless I did some internet research, I think, without you guys in the comments. Definitely some of them I had, on my own. Bret Michaels, absolutely. Bow Wow, absolutely. Tom Bergeron, I was pretty sure on early on. But some of these definitely would have thrown me if I only had, a couple people to chat with in my own life, like the first couple seasons. So, very glad for that. And some of them, what's his face from last week? I didn't even know who that was. Barry Zito, until you guys were saying it on the comments, I was like, okay, I don't know what this is, but who's Barry Zito? And sure enough, it was him. So I'll probably do it again next season. I don't know when that will be. It's slated for Fox's fall schedule, but of course, with Hollywood being shut down, I have no idea when a season 4 might exist for The Masked Singer. Maybe it will be in the fall. Maybe they'll push it off to January. I don't know. But either way, it's been a lot of fun. And check out all my other videos. I've been making a video every day while in quarantine. So we're in the mid-60s here, I think. Day 65 maybe this is, or 64. So there's a lot of videos to go back and check out if you have enjoyed my Masked Singer videos. And thank you all for the comments. I do so appreciate it. Subscribe if you have not done so yet. I would appreciate that as well. So be safe. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.